Thank you for coming back to my channel and joining me for another episode of Undeniably Nikki. I am coming to you all in great spirits today. I am coming off of a wonderful weekend that I had with one of my lifelong dearest friends, my girl Kisha. She was my best friend throughout high school, and we have remained close even with distance throughout our adult years. And it's crazy because it's like we don't get to talk all the time, like at all. We both just have like our own lives and we're pretty busy. But every time we see each other, every single time, it is like no time has passed. Like no time has passed at all. And I'm just always just so appreciative of the love and the bond, the love that we have for each other and the bond that we have, because it really is like we just spoke to each other yesterday or even an hour ago every time we see each other. So yeah, she was here in Las Vegas this weekend. She came for her birthday. Her birthday's April 1st. So she came for her birthday and for her Auntie Carolyn's birthday. And they all were down at the Strip, staying at a resort. And so I went there on Saturday to see them. And it was like, y'all, just so much nostalgia and so much like, so many just great vibes and so much good feeling as soon as I walked in the door. It was like old times being at Kisha's house. Literally, I walk in the door, like, well, Kisha comes and she gets me from downstairs and we hug each other. We're so excited to see each other. So then we go upstairs and I literally like walk in the door, and as soon as I walk in the door, I smell delicious, yummy food cooking. I smell fried chicken. And we walk in and I see Auntie Carolyn in the kitchen, the birthday girl, mind you. It was her birthday. It was the actual day of her birthday. And she in the kitchen, y'all, frying up some chicken. And just cooking, like just cooking all this food. The day before they had like a brunch and Auntie Carolyn was cooking. And I'm just like, you are the birthday girl. You up here cooking on your birthday. But that's just so like the beautiful Black family experience, you know, like no matter what's going on, no matter whose birthday it is, no matter what the deal is, you're gonna always find that auntie, that mama, somebody in the kitchen cooking that comfort food and just making you feel so good, you know. And so like we go in, like I said, Auntie Carolyn's cooking in the kitchen, and then I see Kisha's mama Monica, she's like, hey Nikki, and she's like gesturing for me to come over and give her a hug, and you know, I just give her a big hug and she's sitting at the table. It was literally like old times. It was like Kisha said this weekend, like, you know how some things change but they stay the same, or so, what's that saying? It's like things change but they stay the same or something like that. Well, anyway, it was like a total situation of that, and it was just like just such good feeling. And then a little bit later, Kisha's cousin Mario, who I have not seen since we were like 19 years old, he came too. He came in, he had some friends or whatever, and we were just all hanging out and just like talking and reminiscing and eating and drinking. And it was just like a good time. It was just a really good, feel good time, us just being at the resort and just, you know, just having a good time. And I just still have such a high and a good yummy feeling from that, because it was just a great time. So yeah, so that was my weekend. It was all cool. Oh, and you know what? So we spent all day at the hotel, like all day inside at the resort or whatever. But then we went to that night. Oh, and eventually my sister came. When my sister got off work, she came too. So it was really like old times. Because me, my sister, and Kisha's brother, Chucky, we were like 4 peas in a pod, like in high school. We were always, because Kisha and I always had to take care of our younger siblings, because we had moms who were single moms who worked or whatever. And so we would always have our younger siblings with us whenever we, you know, our moms were at work or whatever. So when we would hang out, our younger siblings were with us. So we would always mostly just like watch a lot of movies and stuff together, or like I said, be at Kisha's house, and then her family would be over there playing cards and cooking and drinking, and it was just like such a good time. So it was like cool to have my sister there too, because that's Kisha's baby too, and like Chucky's my baby, Kisha's brother, and so it was like good to have my sister there too, because it was just even more reminiscent of old times or whatever. So anyway, so then like towards the end of the night, it was so funny because I was like so tired. I was ready to go home and go to bed, because I have been going to sleep so early, y'all. I've been going to bed at like 10, 10:30, 11 the latest, because I have just like, my job has been kicking my tail. So I be exhausted. And so we were about to go, but then Monica talked us into coming with them to Circa. And so we went to Circa, and it was so funny because Kisha was sleepy too, but you know, you got to do what your mama wants you to do, especially when it's like her sister's birthday and they want to go out and have a little fun. So we went to Circa. We went down to downtown, and I went to Circa for the first time. And Circa, by the way, everyone had their mask on. We all had our mask on and everything. So anyway, so I got to see Circa for the first time, and it's nice. It's really nice. And you know, they have this thing, it's called the Mega Bar. This freaking bar is huge. It's like so long. I don't know like how long it is, but it's huge. So they had this Mega Bar. They had the casinos, the casino floor. The way it's designed is super spread out, and it's like, I don't know, I like the way it's designed, you know. And they were playing good music while like on the casino floor. You could hear the good music or whatever, or by the bar area. So we just went down there and we hung out for a little bit. Monica and Auntie Carolyn were gambling, and we were gambling too, like doing slot machines and stuff like that. And then, but for the most part, we were just me, my sister, and Kisha were just talking and catching up and laughing and doing all that. So anyway, so yeah, end up leaving, going home. I came straight home and went to bed. And then the next morning we woke up, and you know, I watched a little TD Jakes, and then we met Kisha. She came over here to our house, and then we all went to brunch together. So it was like her last day. Like they were leaving that day, but she wanted to do brunch with us. And so we just went to brunch. We caught up some more. We're sharing some juicy stories, you know, little girl talk. And it was just like a great time. It was just literally like, we were back in Belleville, Illinois, and we were at my house or we were at Kisha's house, and it was like, it was just so much nostalgia, and it just was great. And I just like love her so much, and I just thank God for this friendship, because it's such a bond that we literally can go months without talking, and it's like not even like any time has been lost. So it was so good seeing my girl Kisha, I love you, and I'm so happy to see you. And she's gonna be here again. She's coming in June. She's coming here in June. So we'll see her again in June. So that's all I did this weekend. What else did I do? Oh, I know what I did. I wanted to talk about this. So on Sunday night, which I almost totally forgot about, but one of my friends actually sent it to me on Instagram. I watched the Verzuz battle. The Verzuz battle between Earth, Wind, and Fire and the Isley Brothers. Two legendary, amazing groups in the black community, in R&B. I can't even just say in the black community, because everybody loves them. They are phenomenal musicians. So that is what I did. I watched that this weekend, and this was a Verzuz battle that had a host. So it was hosted by Steve Harvey, and y'all, it was so good. It was so good. Like the entire time I was watching it, and like I said, I came in a little late because I literally just forgot about it. The entire time I was watching it though, I literally just had so much childhood nostalgia, like just listening to all these songs that I grew up on, that my mom and my dad and my family always played, that we heard at every family reunion, every family barbecue, every Saturday morning in the house cleaning. You know, my mom would like wake us up and we would clean. Or even like being in the car with my mama and she taking us to like go get manicures and pedicures, or taking us shopping, or just like going anywhere, on our way to a family's house, on our way to just wherever, to school, just all of these amazing soundtracks of my life. I feel like soundtracks, like I can remember, you know, where I was, like when I was hearing this music, you know. So it was like so good, y'all. It was so good. And I'm such a huge fan of both of these groups. And I'm gonna admit, like when I first went into this, I was just like, man, like I don't even know like who would win, you know, even though this was less of a battle and more of a, you know, I feel like the Verzuz battles thing has become more of like a music appreciation than anything when it comes to the older generations. When it comes to like when they had Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight, it's more of like appreciating the legends, appreciating their music, to me, with the older generations, than it is like a battle. Like I felt like the Keisha Cole Ashanti thing really was, it was music appreciation too, but I felt like that was a battle. I felt like that was a situation of like who had like you know, the more standout bigger hits and stuff like that. And even though this is called the Verzuz battle, I just feel like with our older legends like Earth, Wind and Fire and the Isley Brothers, it was like, it was definitely more a music appreciation. But if I'm being honest, okay, so I went into the situation like, because I'm, you know, like I love Earth, Wind and Fire, like just love them. And like I said, I love the Isley Brothers too. But I will have to say, like, I think the Isley Brothers won this. Like, I think you just kind of forget sometimes of just how hard and just how deep the Isley Brothers songs can just hit you. You know what I'm saying? Their love songs just hit in a whole different way. And like I said, I love Earth, Wind and Fire. I love both of these legendary groups. But after watching it, I walked away like, if I had to choose a winner, if they were like, you got to choose a winner right now, I'm gonna go Isley Brothers. I would choose the Isley Brothers. But again, like I said, I personally feel like with our legends, with our icons, I feel like it's more of a appreciation than anything. Also, okay, so not only was the music on point, okay, because you know we all know that music was on point, but we also have to talk about, yeah, we got to talk about how Ron Isley literally had all of us women in their swooning. He literally, y'all, listen. First of all, when they first came, like I didn't see them when they first came on. Like I said, I came in late. But when I first tuned in, I was looking and I was like, where is Ron Isley? Like I was looking at the guys and I just could not figure it. And then I said, wait a minute. Is that Ron Isley over there looking like Zaddy? Yeah, I said that. I said, is that Ron Isley over there looking like Zaddy? Y'all, Ron Isley is 79 years old. But let me tell you something. I feel like a lot of us women were checking for him last night, okay? He looked so good. He came up in there with the Papa Smurf beard. It's all grayed out. Papa Smurf beard. He came in there with the fur. You know, I would have preferred it was faux fur, but whatever. That's a pimp. He doing his thing. That's what he's always done. He's always worn his fur. I ain't gonna tell him what to do. He's 79 years old. He's a grown man. Do what he want to do. But anyway, yeah, he just looked, y'all, he looked so good. And Twitter was all a buzz. Like, all a buzz over the Verzuz battle in general, but really all a buzz too over just how good Ron Isley looked. Like, as long as Ron Isley has been around, like, since the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and the 2000s, which honestly, that was another thing that was pointed out. I saw it on Twitter. They were saying how, like, the Isley Brothers are literally the only group who has, like, hits in every single decade, like from the 50s through the 2000s, which is amazing. So yeah, like as long as he's been around though, like, I just never looked at Mr. Big like that. I never did, you know, because, you know, in the 90s, he was doing all the Mr. Big songs with R. Kelly, the 90s, early 2000s. And, you know, we don't play those no more because, you know, we don't deal with that R. Kelly, okay? But you know, those were some classics. You know, they actually played Contagious last night. They were some classics. I felt a little weird listening to it, but you know, they cut R. Kelly's part out of it. So it kind of didn't really make it better because like he did write and produce it, but it was a Ron Isley song, you know, so I don't know. Whatever. I don't want to get into that. Anyway, back to Ron Isley. But yeah, I just never looked at him as like a sex symbol. I never looked at him as being, you know, sexy or handsome. And I guess too, just because I always just looked at him as an elder. And I still look at him as an elder. But last night, I ain't gonna lie, y'all, I had to tilt my head. I said, okay. So I tilted my head and I squinted and I said, yeah, he looking good. He looking real good. So yeah, thank you, Ron Isley, for that eye candy last night because it was greatly appreciated. Greatly appreciated. Oh, and y'all, guess what? He was still hitting the notes. Hitting those notes like they were nothing. So yeah, y'all, the Verzuz battle, it was good. It was good. You can still go and watch it on Verzuz's Instagram. Like if you go look at their IGTV, it should be on there. So if you missed it, y'all gotta go watch it. And I'm telling y'all, for the lovers, like if you got a husband, a boyfriend, girlfriend, a wife, y'all need to watch it together. Because let me tell you, you're gonna definitely be feeling extra romantic watching it. Okay. And Steve Harvey, he was great. Like, folks have been complaining. They were like, Steve Harvey was telling too many stories. But y'all know that's what Steve Harvey does. He tells stories. He's like the uncle that everybody has, the long-witted uncle who always got, you know, something to say and always got a story for everything. But that's why we love Steve Harvey. I actually like that about Steve Harvey. I don't mind him telling stories because I love hearing stories and stuff. And they're funny. So he was the host, and he was definitely loving every moment of that. And he actually kept saying, like, this is like a dream come true. He was like, this is a dream come true to be on the same stage with the Isley Brothers and Earth, Wind, and Fire. And Earth, Wind, and Fire were doing a good job, too. Their music is just so iconic and epic. And it was just such a great Verzuz battle. Such a great Verzuz battle. And I just want to, like, give a shout out to my parents. I just love, like, y'all, so like my mom, thank you so much. Like even my dad, my biological dad, who does not talk to us. I mean, I guess I didn't even need to put my business out there like that, but yeah, I just want to give a shout out to them for like raising us on this music. You know, being a little kid and I'm listening to these 70s great hits. I just thank them for that because it's like it gave me such an appreciation of music, you know. So yeah, I love it. I love it. Let's see what else going on. What's going on from this weekend? Oh, that's all I have for this weekend. So now I just want to go ahead, you know, I want to get into these hot topics, but before I get into the hot topics, I want to start with some Black excellence. Yes, I want to talk about some Black excellence today. So we haven't done a Black excellence shout out in a minute, but I saw this story today and I was just like, you know what? I definitely want to talk about it. I'm a little hoarse, y'all, sorry. But I was like, yeah, I definitely want to talk about it because, you know, this is pretty dope. So there are 2 Black women coaches who have made history. They are making history for leading their teams to the NCAA Women's Final Four tournament for the first time. This story is coming to us by way of Because of Them We Can, which is a phenomenal website that you guys should follow if you don't. Because of Them We Can is a website that highlights Black excellence. It highlights Black excellence. It highlights stories of Black folks doing amazing things, stuff that we don't know about. And so it is a phenomenal website, and I do suggest that everyone like take a look at it if they can and just kind of see what's going on with our community as far as like Black excellence and people doing the damn thing, okay? So yeah, the 2 women The coaches, one is South Carolina Gamecocks coach Dawn Staley, and the other one is the Arizona Wildcats head coach Adia Barnes. Now, both of these women are former WNBA players, and like I said, they both have secured spots in the NCAA Championship Final Four for their teams. And like I said, this is a history-making moment, you know, because I think they're saying this is the first time that two black women coaches have been able to do something like this. So I just wanted to, you know, recognize these women and just give them a shout out and just say, you know, we salute you, we see you, we appreciate you, you are amazing, and you, my friends, are the epitome of black excellence. Cheers. Okay, now let's see what else we got going on. Now it is time to get into some of these hot topics. I have to talk about Cher. Okay, the icon that is Cher, the musical legend that is Cher. So she got in some hot water this weekend. It actually, I think it was Friday. I can't remember, but it all kind of came out this weekend. She got in some hot water after she tweeted about the George Floyd trial that is happening right now. I don't know if you guys have been watching it, but I have been watching it. I know it is hard for a lot of people to watch. It is hard to relive that video and see what is happening over and over. But to me, and not judging anyone else, I feel like I have to watch this trial. I have to watch what is going on, and I have to see with my own eyes that George is going to get justice for this horrendous act that took his life. So I have to watch it, and if you can't watch it, that's okay too. That's okay. But I want to know what's going on. I want to know every piece of the trial and what's happening. So there was like, I think since it started on Monday, there's only been like one day this week that I haven't really watched. Not this week, one day last week that I haven't really watched. And that's because it was just like a super duper busy day at work. And I honestly just could not even like have it on my TV and watch it because I was just so busy. And I just couldn't. I had to just be in work. So anyway, back to Cher. So she is apologizing after being criticized for her tweets that she sent. So basically this weekend, Cher sent this tweet out where she was like, I was talking to my mom today about the George Floyd trial. Or she was like, my mom was talking to me today about the George Floyd trial. And she was crying and just really upset about what happened to George Floyd and how that happened. And I told my mom, and I'm just paraphrasing, you know, you can go look up articles and see exactly what she said. She's like, and I told my mom, I can't help but to feel that if I was there was something I could have done. So after she said that, you know, Twitter was a roar because they were just like, they felt like she was being very dismissive to the fact that there were people there who were trying to stop it, and Derek Chauvin was just not listening. He was hell-bent on taking a life that day, and that's what he did. And so she got a lot of backlash for that. They felt like, you know, like, how can you just disregard? Like, do you realize your comments could affect the witnesses that were there who were actually trying to stop it? And then some other people felt like her comment was a white savior comment. Now, me personally, I didn't take her comment as a white savior comment at all. I took her comment as just being very tone deaf. I felt like it was a tone deaf situation for her to say that. But I do feel like it came out of, I felt like it came out good. I felt like she was just kind of trying to say like, oh, like if I was there, I would have done this, I would have done that. You know what I'm saying? Because we all can say what we would have done if we were there, but you never know until you're in that situation, right? And so I felt like that was her comment. I felt like that is what she was trying to say when she said that, but it came at a time that it just was very tone deaf. Like, and so I don't think there was any ill will with Cher when she was saying that. And I definitely don't think she was trying to be a white savior. And so Cher actually responded to the backlash. She took the tweets down and then she responded and she said, wrestled with this tweet because I thought some people wouldn't understand or believe an entertainer could have honest emotions about a human being suffering and dying, even if it's only shown on TV. You don't know what I've done, who I am, or what I believe. I have, and I will help. So she said that, and then she tweeted again a little bit later, apologizing, and she said, I just got off the phone with my friend Karen, told her what happened, and realized you can piss people off and hurt them by not knowing everything that's not appropriate to say. I know people apologize when they're in a jam, but to God, I'm truly sorry if I upset anyone in the Black community. I know my heart. So, like I said, I feel like Cher, I really don't think there was any malice. I don't think there was her trying to be a white savior complex or anything like that involved when she said this. I think she was just tone deaf. I think she just made a comment that shouldn't have been made, and she didn't realize how it could affect people. And like I said, I think she was really just kind of saying, like, if I was there, I probably would have done this, done that. But I don't think she realized, like, how it could maybe make the witnesses feel, who there was so many witnesses there who actually tried to stop Chauvin from doing it, and they didn't. So I think a lot of people were like, there were like 6 people there who were trying to stop him and they couldn't, so what could you have done, And maybe she was coming from it too, from a lens of, if I'm Cher, I'm this icon and people know who I am, and maybe they would have listened more or something like that, which I don't know if that's how she was saying it either. I really don't know. I'm just speculating, which I don't know how I would have felt if that's how she was saying it too. I still would have thought it was tone deaf to actually even say that personally. I just think the whole thing was tone deaf. But I don't think there was any malice or white savior complex with what she was saying personally. So yeah, people responded to her. One person said, Cher, I love you, but it wasn't just some people who didn't understand. It was thousands of people who saw something wrong with what you said. No one is arguing the intention wasn't good, but maybe you should try to see why it was problematic, even if your heart was in the right place. And I 100% agree. I think this is kind of like what I was saying with the Sharon Osbourne thing. That was an opportunity for her to actually just sit there and listen and learn and try to understand where people were coming from. And I feel like Cher is trying to do that. And I hope that's what she's trying to do, because sometimes you say things and you don't realize that they are problematic, or you'll do things and you don't realize they're problematic, but they are. And so it's good to be able to humble yourself. All of us as humans in general, we're not right all the time. We don't always have the right answers. But if we are willing to humble ourselves and just take a beat and actually sit there and listen to people and listen to what they're saying and try to understand where they're coming from, I just feel like this world would be just a better place if we all could just do that more. So yeah. And like I said, like, Cher's been tweeting and talking about George Floyd, like, ever since it happened. I don't know if I said that, but I'm saying it now. So like I said, I don't think it came from a malicious place or anything like that. So that's all I have to say about that. Let's see what else I got for you. I am so thirsty today, by the way. Okay, so speaking of police officers, I want to give a shout out to the state of New York because they have put in place a rule that says NYPD officers can no longer search vehicles due to the smell of marijuana alone. So the New York Police Department, let's see. So there was a memo went out that is a memo that went out to the New York Police Department that is laying out changes in police procedure. And this is being done because recreational marijuana use is now legal in New York City. So people can't, you know, I guess like because it lingers on you sometimes. So you can't just be like, oh, I smell marijuana, so I'm going to search your car. So yeah, under the new policies, officers can only search vehicles if a driver appears to be under the influence of marijuana and there is probable cause to believe that they have been smoking it, or if the driver is seen smoking or vaping marijuana while operating inside a vehicle. However, the trunk may not be searched unless the officer develops separate probable cause to believe the trunk contains evidence of a crime. So I wanted to talk about this because I think it's a good idea. Even though I'm in Las Vegas, I just think this is something good to talk about because I feel like one of the things that has led to mass incarceration in this country, which is a problem, the mass incarceration, is petty marijuana charges, right? People being put away for the pettiest of marijuana charges. And so I think this is good that there is this new law on the books, or I think it's a law on the books in New York that the police cannot just go off of a smell, especially now that recreational marijuana is legal. You can't do that because, first of all, like, for example, living here in Las Vegas, sometimes you're just walking on the strip or downtown or whatever, and you are smelling weed. You know what I'm saying? So what if it's a situation where an officer has pulled over this person just because they are racially profiling them and they smell weed in the area, and then they're like, okay, well, we smelled it in the car. You know what I'm saying? I bet they've gotten so many people, and so many people have been arrested on just like petty marijuana charges like that. And that has also helped with the mass incarceration problem that we have in this country today. So I feel like black and brown people are the targets of this the most. So I'm happy that this is a new rule that they can't do this, because it does, to me, cut down on the racial profiling. Hopefully it will cut down on the racial profiling a bit. I don't know. And also the targeting of black and brown people with and I'm doing air quotes if you're listening, smelling of marijuana, you know. So I think this is a good thing that New York State is doing. Okay, so what else do I have to talk about? Oh, okay, so I just want to give a shout out to, it's like an announcement and a shout out to Eddie Murphy, because Coming to America, y'all listen to this. Okay, so Coming to America oh wait, hold on, let's see. Okay, so Coming to America, the sequel, so it's like Coming to America, which premiered on March 5th. It has topped streaming rankings for the week of March 1st through March 7th, thanks to 1.41 billion minutes of viewing time. The film, which was sold to Amazon for 125 million after not being released in theaters due to COVID, basically put Amazon up on the ranks, as it is making Amazon's first project. Okay, here it is. Coming to America, Amazon's first project, is leading the streaming rankings. So like I said, 1.41 billion minutes were watched in the first week. So I don't really want to get into the numbers and stuff because I don't really understand the numbers and stuff as much. I just know that's a lot. But I wanted to bring it up because I know a lot of people were trashing Coming to America, right? A lot of people were trashing the sequel, okay? But here's my thing. I never went into it expecting it to be as good as the first. And I don't think anyone should have. I didn't go into it expecting it to be as good as the first, because the first brings, I feel like it has so much nostalgia. It was so funny. It was a classic. And I just feel like you can't top that. So I went into it with a mind frame of just seeing some of the favorite characters again, and hoping that it would be funny and a good plot. And honestly, y'all, I liked it. I laughed. But I do laugh at like everything. I find a lot of stuff very humorous. But I was telling a friend, I was like, honestly, it's just really good family fun. It was a good comedy, like family fun, family oriented movie to watch with your family. And especially if you're watching with your family that you watched the first Coming to America with. I didn't expect Oscar performances. I didn't expect it to be legendary like the first one. I just went in there with that mind frame of, it's going to be good to see some of my old friends, the characters, of course, call them like our old friends, see them again on the screen and see what they're up to. And I think that's how a lot of people should have approached it, because the trashing and the dragging of Coming to America is on another level. Y'all are a hot mess. But yeah, so I just wanted to give Eddie a little shout out, because they basically made history for Amazon, because we all showed up to watch it. And even though it may not have been what we hoped it would be, it was still good to go back into that moment of when we first saw the first Coming to America and catch up with our old friends, catch up with the old characters, you know? So anyway, congratulations to you, Eddie. Congratulations to you for doing the damn thing and coming out with Coming to America 2. And don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the folks trashing it, Eddie. Listen, most of us ain't going there with this idea of it being like Oscar category? No. Oscar caliber. I was going to say Oscar category and caliber at the same time. So anyway, shout out to you, Eddie. Okay. So let's see what else I got for you. Oh, okay. So this is my last topic. And my last topic, hot topic, I am talking about some undeniable foolishness, y'all. Some undeniable foolishness. We're going to Tennessee for this. So a Tennessee woman, police in Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, are on the lookout trying to find a woman who shot at Burger King employees. Wait for it. Shot at Burger King employees because they were taking too long to fill her order. Let me repeat that. This woman shot at Burger King employees because they were taking too long to fill her order. Yep. Can't make it up. There is surveillance video, y'all. If y'all go and Google this article, I saw the article on Newsweek, so you can look on Newsweek. But if you just Google, you'll find it. There is video, y'all. You see this woman literally okay, so you know how your car is in the drive-thru, right? And there's that little window. She literally opens her door. She gets out the car. She is in the window. She is in the window pointing her gun and firing at employees. Now, I'm not laughing at what she did, because that's just crazy. That's foolishness. But what I'm laughing at is, sis, now you didn't call the whole case for a meal that was probably like $10. All you had to do is tell them, y'all taking too long. I would like my money back, please. And then you could have went somewhere else. What just went down? It ain't that deep, boo. It ain't that deep. Now you done caught a whole case over probably $10 to $15. Girl, come on now. You can't tell me that ain't foolish. So yeah, the woman, they don't have her name. They just said, yeah, she ended up getting into an argument with the person who was working the drive-thru about how long her food was taking. And then before they knew it, she literally jumped in the window with a gun. She grabbed her gun, jumped in the window, like leaned in the window, and just started shooting at the employees. Y'all, this world is a mess. Like, I don't even know what to say about this. I just think it's so crazy. And child, let me tell y'all, you can see the girl's face clear as day. You can see her face clear as day. She gonna be caught. She is for sure gonna be caught really soon. You can tell who that is. You can tell that is Carolyn or Connie or Ronisha. I'm just giving her a name. You can tell who this is. You can tell who it is in this video. So she's gonna be caught soon. I just don't understand why though. Like, you risking it all for some burgers, for a burger and some fries, girl. Now I was willing to risk it all for Ron Isley, because that he was looking like a granddaddy snack, you know. So I was willing to risk it all for Ron Isley, but I'm not gonna risk it all for a burger and some fries. Nah, sis. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on in Tennessee right now. They have a reward of $1,000 trying to find her. So yeah, she about to get caught. But I just had to talk about that because I just couldn't believe it. I was like, when I first saw the little like blur pop up on my phone, I was like, this did not happen. This did not happen. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. So let's see if I have anything else for y'all. Nope, that's it. I don't have anything else. Wow, this time went so fast. I have just really enjoyed like talking with you all. Y'all know I love y'all so much, and I love when we get to get on here and chat about hot topics, and y'all answer me in the comments and tell me what you're thinking and feeling about things. If you are liking what you are seeing and hearing, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Please don't forget to tell your friends about it, your family about it. Also, please do not forget to share. Do not forget to share this episode on your social channels. Send it to your friends, your family, through email, whatever you want to do. And also, please don't forget to like. I thank you guys so much for joining me for this episode of Undeniably Nikki. I have enjoyed myself. I love y'all so much. And I will catch you again next time. Bye, guys.